Hey everybody, it is still Friday, January 8th, 2021. The market has closed. Fresh, new, record highs. Let's put this into perspective. I also want to dispel a few myths and rumors about an investment strategy that we talk about here quite a bit. And we're going to try to get into more details on what you might expect later this month and going into the beginning or into the first quarter here, continuing through the first quarter of 2021. Let's get into some numbers here. Fresh highs: Dow Jones 31,097, S&P 3824. The Nasdaq was up. The Russell slight drop. Crude oil, check this out, $52.60. Right? Even though the overall economy has not recovered, why is crude oil being bid up? I believe we're in for a big drop. A big drop very, very soon. Remember what I'm saying here, because we're going to come back to this in a few weeks and we're going to look at it. And again, I think we're going to be right, just like we are on most calls and most forecasts on this channel. And I think we're going to be right also when I talk about you're going to see eye-popping, mind-bending events unfold as we continue into 2021. There's things that are going to be happening that hardly anyone is talking about right now. All right, gold and silver being smashed down. What do institutions and market makers and big money investors like to do before a big rise? What do they like to do? They like to smash the price down. They can short these. A lot of these funds and investment firms have unlimited liquidity that they can use to smash prices down. All right, and this is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to see even maybe a bigger smash down in gold and silver. I consider that a buying opportunity. And I think what's going to be happening here in the very near future in the monetary system is going to involve gold and silver. I know you think this sounds crazy, but stay with me here. Come back to this channel because you're going to, again, see like all the predictions, just about every prediction we've made has came true so far. And I think this is going to be another one to chalk up in the win column for us. All right. But let me talk about something else that we've been discussing more frequently here recently. Bitcoin. What happens when something is going to go into a major correction? Usually you see a parabolic rise. And there's been comments and things said about what I'm doing with Bitcoin. JJ, don't sell your Bitcoin. Don't sell. What are you doing? Don't sell. I'm not selling all my Bitcoin. You have to take some off the table though, but never sell all of it. Always hold on to some for more upside. All right? But if you don't take some off the table, if you never sell, how do you ever gain? How do you cash out? Right? It's a paper gain. It's a paper gain unless you sell. And don't sell it all, in my opinion. Sell some of it. Take advantage of the upside. Cash out some. That way, if it drops, you're not going to be kicking yourself and you've got more funds on the side. All right, but let's go over to Yahoo Finance right here and take a look at this chart. This is a parabolic surge. All right, with massive FOMO, massive people piling in, big money's piling into Bitcoin. And just like the previous surge that went up to nearly 20,000 a few years ago, we're going to see a big pullback. All right? I am so certain that we're going to see a big pullback. I almost took about nearly half of my Bitcoin off of the table. Right? And I think we're going to see big things unfold as far as more regulations and more monetary system changes that are going to have a big impact on cryptos. All right, take that for however you want it, but I expect a big correction in Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to go to zero unless some lawmaker comes along and makes it illegal. You never know. They could also tax the heck out of it. Take some gains. I'm not saying sell it all. Take some gains. If you see a big surge like this and you don't sell, you're going to be kicking yourself on the pullback because we never see prices go up in a straight line. It's not going to happen. Right? There's people out there saying it's going to 40, 50, 60,000. Maybe eventually, but not before a big correction. This is a price surge. Maybe it'll go to 45,000, maybe 50,000, but eventually you're going to see a big pullback. And if you're not taking some gains along the way, I guarantee you're going to be kicking yourself, all right? So let's dispel that rumor right here that JJ sold all his crypto. Not even close. You never sell all of it because if you see more upside, you'll be kicking yourself if you sold all of it. You know what I mean? So you have to be balanced. You got to take gains. Don't be greedy. Bulls make money. Bears get money. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. All right, enough Jim Cramer quotes. Let's get into some other news here. All right, let's take a look at the insane headline of the day here. 140,000 jobs lost in December. We talked about that just recently. But unemployment, the number did not budge. All right, this right here is an Investopedia article. But let's go over to this article. Unemployment rate remains at 6.7 even though employers cut 140,000 jobs last month. Does that add up to anyone? Does that make any sense to anyone? Does anyone still believe these numbers? Every week we have over 700,000 new jobless filings. All right, this economy is just about at the end of the road, and we're going to see a transition coming up later this month. And I think there's going to be a lot of surprises out there for people when it comes to the financial system, the monetary system, and a lot of what you've been hearing about for this transition through the major sources of information. A lot of that information is incorrect. And again, I just want to prepare everyone for what's going to be coming up. Right? Stay prepared. Stay ahead of this curve. Get stocked up on some canned goods, food, water, but also be mentally prepared. Do not let the events here that are coming up scare you. All right? Because a lot of people are expecting a lot more helicopter money and a lot of bigger stimulus packages coming out. All right, with the transition that's coming up, but it's going to be even beyond the types of monetary changes that most people are expecting. Most people are just expecting bigger stimulus packages, more spending. All right, more inflationary pressures. But I'm telling you, be prepared all around, because there's going to be a lot of things happening that are going to scare people. We're going to see more divide situation with socially here in this country. I've got to be careful about the words I use here on this platform. There's going to be more fear and a lot more things happening out there that's going to confuse a lot of people. And all I can say is be very, very prepared and don't be scared, because first you have to go through the darkness before people finally realize what is happening. And we've all been played for many years through this economic system, this monetary system that benefits the people at the top. Yes, I think most of us here on this platform have stayed on the right side of the trade by getting into certain assets at certain times, and you really have to pay attention and navigate these waters. Otherwise, you're going to get easily left behind. And maybe there's a few people on here that have gotten left behind. So I try to be broad in my message to try to appeal to everyone, from people that invest and stay ahead of the curve, from people that kind of got left behind that didn't really know what was happening. I have family and relatives that also are kind of in the same boat. Many people are in a tough situation right now. I talk to people every day at my job that are in really, really bad situations. I had a customer earlier. I worked for a financial institution. A customer earlier that was weeks and weeks behind, rather months and months behind on her utilities. And we just talked about utilities in our previous report. She also has a tax lien against her home. So the state of Illinois is coming after her home if she doesn't get caught up on these taxes. Her home is paid off. She has no mortgage, but yet she has a lien against her home. Just think about that. Just think about this type of system. Somebody's possibly going to lose their home, and it happens to a lot of people. Luckily, with rising home prices, a lot of people that get in that situation can sell at a profit, pay off their debts, and then go live somewhere else that's cheaper, or maybe rent. But think about that. Someone, and not just this one person that I'm talking about that I spoke to, but a lot of people are at risk of losing their homes, even though their home is paid off, because they can't pay their taxes. Right? Insane, right? All right, but there's going to be some huge changes, people. Stay tuned. Stay prepared, just like we always say. Link down below, SD Bullion, gold and silver, price pulling back. There's going to be huge, in my opinion, huge uptick in the price of gold and silver, and you're going to see it implemented here, I think, within the monetary system in the very, very near future. Stay tuned, folks. It's about to get even more interesting, believe it or not. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared.